All right, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on Tuesday Breakfast. Today's Thursday.
Oh yeah, we're happy and someone is really excited in here now.
Yes.
You can watch us online. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. You can also connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast.
West African leaders will meet today to discuss the military coup that toppled President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta as international condemnation of the military takeover grows.
Now, the economic community of West African states is trying to help resolve the crisis following earlier attempts to mediate between Keïta's government and a popular protest movement demanding his resignation. Ecowas has now activated its standby force and has suspended Mali from all its activities.
The regional bloc also directed member countries to shut their borders to Mali. African leaders are demanding the release of Mr. Keïta and other high-ranking government officials still being held hostage. The military has pledged to help form a transitional administration that will prepare new elections, and opposition leaders say they will work with the soldiers to have a transitional cabinet in place within 15 days.
Global Affairs Analyst Nweke joins us now on Skype from Belgium to bring us perspective to all of this.
Oh, it's good to have you join us at this time on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. How am I? Good morning.
Great.
Yeah, good morning. We've seen that a lot of condemnation has come from the international community, even from African leaders, when it comes to the coup that was staged 2 days ago. But let's give it another perspective now. While we saw that video 2 days ago, we saw the people cheering the soldiers, solidly behind the soldiers while they took over or arrested the president and the prime minister. Can coups be wrong even if it has a good cause?
Coups will always be wrong. Now, we have to look at the causes, of course, but I mean, what is wrong and cannot, be justified. I mean, in a blanket manner. And so, when the African leaders and other world powers, join forces and add their voices to the condemnation, it is expected. But I hope that when all of that is done, something you can actually put within the sphere of political correctness, that when it is all done and dusted, they will face reality. And the reality as we have it today is that Malians are crying out, and they have been crying out for a very, very long time. I mean, we were here 8 years ago, and so it is repeating itself. And so I hope that the reality they would have to face and accept is that, yes, the coup has happened. It shouldn't have. The president, with his prime minister, have, resigned if reports that we got, are correct. And I think that is the starting point of anything that they need to go, rather than, staying in one place and continuing to, condemn the coup exercise.
All right, Collins, the Ecowas heads of government appointed former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan to mediate between the sides, so in order to bring lasting peace. That didn't work, and things degenerated until the way it is right now. And ECOWAS is calling on the military or the coupists, as the case may be, to step down or to step aside and hand over to a transition process. If the sides didn't listen to ECOWAS at that time, why should the military and whatever the system right now listen to ECOWAS?
Well, they probably would listen to them because if the coupists are the patriots that they say they are, then I believe that they will take time out to reflect on what they have done, but also what they intend to do, and put all of that, in perspective in terms of what action will serve the people of Mali best. Now, throwing Mali into, further crisis by way of military action is certainly not going to go down well with anyone, especially the masses of, Mali that the coup plotters, have claimed that they are protecting. And indeed, I believe it when they say so, that they are on the side of the people of Mali. But they should follow that through by indeed stepping aside. They have done what in their perspective is the patriotic thing to do, but then, other people have to come in like the Ecowas. And I think when Ecowas says we have activated the standby force, it shows that they mean business. And I believe that the coup plotters will begin to have a rethink.
But very quickly, let me ask you, do you think there are lessons to be learned here, especially for African leaders, because this is not the first time it's happening in Mali?
Well, every day that the sun shines, there is always lesson to learn on good governance, on anti-corruption and so on and so forth for African leaders. But you see, we are dealing with a bunch of tired old men who appear not to learn lesson from history. Now, I would hope that when all of these, play out, that even those that are perceived to have been democratically elected, but corruption continue to eat deep in the fabrics of their society, economic woes, young people having no perspectives, that they will begin to see that at some point when you put someone straight up to the wall and the person has nowhere else to go, the person will fight back. So we are bent on seeing a repeat of this kind of situation in a number of African countries, if not through military, but also but through civilian revolt. And so, yes, there are lessons to be learned by African leaders here.
Global Affairs Analyst Nweke, thank you so much for your thoughts. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Cheers.